Okay, medicine. Medicine. Go.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, I had to feed the pets. Or,
Okay.
give them their meds.
So I've got a 4 to act that, so... What was it? Slash roll?
Correct.
Slash.
So it'd be /roll space 1d20 plus 4.
Yeah, 1d20 4.
You can also just open up.
I didn't kill you! Yay!
You don't know that. You don't know what the DC is.
Hey, I could have rolled a 1.
You could have.
Put it back into your arm.
So she kind of awkwardly clumps over to you and, like, bends over, haunches over, and just rips it from your arm in one fell swoop. It seems to, like, come off really cleanly, but it's, like, kind of a jagged wound right now, and it's kind of, like, oozing this weird pus.
There you go. All better. Pour some booze on it, you're fine.
I just keep holding the arm out, and I'm like, you wanna? Do you mind? I'm like half dead here. I bought you a drink.
And
Remember
that's
that.
fine. Okay. Question to our glorious DM.
Yes, sir.
The favor, can that only be used in battle?
Let me look that up real quick. I believe so, though.
What? Oh.
By the way, guys, as a thing for all the rolls, remember, if you have your character sheet open, you can literally just click on the skills and it will auto-roll and add the modifier for you.
So, nope, you can use it outside of battle, you just have only so many per day that you can use.
No, that's okay. I will step back and I will grin at the halfling. Take my axe. And it starts to glow. And I'll swing it at him, not actually hitting him. And then the light will shoot off and down into him, and he gets 5 hit points back. There. We're even.
Thanks.
I sip my drink like these crazy people.
I mean, you're here with us, so you're just as crazy.
True.
Volo watches this wordlessly and is kind of like in awe at just how strange you folk are, but strong and like wondrous at the same time. And he says, "Please, I have a quest for you. Are you interested?"
Is it gold?
Do I just have like a business card on me that I can just hand to him and be like, standard business rates apply?
Yeah, you probably would.
Yes.
What does the business card say on it?
It probably says Spurlock Bones and then has something about the investigator who I work for, indicating that I am an underling under him.
Volo carefully inspects it, and his eyebrows like go up a notch. And he asks, "You work for Vincent Trench? I'm not sure I can afford those steep rates, but I do have a few gold I could give you."
Well, since you wouldn't be hiring Vincent, I don't think that you have to worry about his rates quite as much.
Good, good. Let's take a table and talk this over.
Alright, I just kind of hop up onto the table itself and just sit down cross-legged.
I will kind of half plump over. Trying to figure out the spacing because it is so different now.
I tap on the lady. Miss Lady, Horse Lady, can I sit on your back?
I am a dwarf, not a horse.
Miss Dwarf, can I sit on your back? I'll buy you a booze.
Ale up front first.
I walk to the bartender and says, I need your best booze. What's like the cheapest but best booze you have?
Cheapest. Thank you. I'm worth that much to you.
He scoffs at you and says, well, since you helped rid us of the troll, I'll give this one to you on the house.
Thank
And
you.
he pulls out a cheap-looking bottle of rum that's like a little dusty.
Thank you, Mr. Bartender. Just walk back and be like, here you go.
Alright, fine. Get it.
Yay!
I take it. And we stumble over.
Thank you, Miss Dwarf Lady.
You're welcome.
Are Roland and Argus taking him up on the quest offer? Or at least to hear him out?
Sorry, what?
We'll hear
Oh.
him out, yeah.
Sure, yeah, I think, yeah.
Okay. At the end of last session, since you missed the recap, when the guard came in and started cleaning up the crime scene you all created, pretty much, the short human sauntered over and introduced himself as Volo, and asked for your assistance in a quest.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
He asks how much, is it, or are you going to, give for this?
We'll get there, my lad, he says, as he sits down in his seat. He starts stroking his mustache and adjusts his very flamboyant floppy hat and tightens his really brightly colored scarf. As I mentioned before, my name is Volo. You might recognize me as chronicler extraordinaire, wizard, and celebrity of Waterdeep, at your service. I trust you've noticed the violence in our fair city these past 10 days. I haven't seen so much blood since my last visit to Baldur's Gate. And I fear, amid all this trouble, I misplaced a friend. Would you help me find it?
Who and where?
His name's Flunglagmar. He's got more beauty than brains, I'm afraid. And I'm worried he took a bad way home. A wrong turn. Something like that. He might have even been kidnapped. We were in the dock ward, and as you know, that's one of the sketchiest wards around here. He reaches into his pocket and pulls out a worn leather picture that is painted and engraved with the likeness you assume of Flunglagmar. He appears to be a very big human with a firm chin and like very fine red hair.
Stop.
And as our soldier friend, as he walks away, as you asked before, I can pay you 10 dragons a piece now, and I'll give you 10 times that when you find food and bring them back here for me.
Each?
Eat. The ones who are native to Waterdeep know that dragons are what they call the gold currency. Like 10 gold.
Sure, why not?
It's better than nothing.
Bring them
Go
back.
help my family.
So I pulled out a little notebook at this point, and I'm looking at him and writing down all of these details. So the name was Flo Ragmar, like Flow.
Floon.
Floon.
Floon. And then Blagmar. Blagmar.
I'm sorry, Argus was so
Alright.
entranced with cleaning the blood off of his sword that he missed what happened.
Job, goal, find pretty boy.
Is Argus going to ask for a recap in character?
If there's gold, Argus is fine with it.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm gonna kind of do my little shtick here and ask him a couple of questions just to figure things out. Now, you said that you lost him. You lost him in a scuffle or in a fight, or just in the area in general.
He kind of looks around a little uncertainly, and he just repeats, well, I got separated from him after meeting him in the dock ward. I haven't...
And where in the dock ward did you meet?
At one of the bars down there. We frequent it, so they should know us there. The Ski-Word Dragon?
Right. Sorry, I'll hop back into character voice in a second here.
Oh no, you're fine.
Alright, so it's Ski-Word Dragon, and you said that you got lost, or you lost him, but how did you become separated in the bar?
I just left before he did. Sometimes he likes to stay and drink a little bit longer.
Was there anyone in the bar that you didn't recognize? Anyone who was not a regular, or at least looked out of place?
I wasn't really paying attention. We were playing cards.
I see. Was there anyone else playing cards with you?
Nope, just the two of us.
Okay,
Alright.
so they can't hear me. So,
Would you say that your friend knows his
hi
way around
guys.
the dock district
I
very
forgot
well?
to do an intro.
Dock Ward,
Hope you guys
sorry.
are doing well.
Not
We're
district.
playing some D&D.
Close enough.
I hope you guys enjoy it. I'm gonna go back to the game. Hi, Wolf.
He probably does.
Alright.
Well, as much as I do.
Well, we can, I can go and I can take a look. Whether or not they want to come with me is their own choice, but I will take the job.
He hands
However-
you a small pile of coins. There are 10 gold.
Alright. Now,
Okay.
is that 10 per person, or is that 10 total?
10 per person.
Argus
Alright.
thinks he hears a wolf in the distance, but shrugs it off.
I'm in.
Why the hell not?
Yeah,
Oh, you're still back there?
He gives you all gold.
I completely forgot you were back there.
She's ready to pounce.
Is Argus in as well?
Argus has how much gold? Again.
You will be given 10.
He's okay with this, he's in.
Excellent. Volo says, I suggest you start tonight. It's already been a day since he's been missing. I'm very worried.
Well, I will look over at Spurlock since he seems to know what the hell he's doing, and make a motion away after, this whole time I've been downing the rum.
And I'm just
Alright.
seeing him petting the head.
That's...
So Spurlock Bones is currently, in his little mind palace, definitely not looking at the map, trying to figure out what's near the area that we need to search.
I just want map symbols
assume
near his
that's
face.
Something that I'm allowed to do is just pull up this map and look at it, since Spurlock would probably know his way around it.
All of you have access to the map through the handouts, and that is the non-annotated version, so you can look at it as much as you want.
Alright, now you said it was the Ski-Word Dragon is where they were...
Correct.
It-
There's a handful of shops around it, a couple of, underground brothels that aren't officially registered, but you would at least know of their existence, Spurlock. There's also the old Zablob shop, which is a very eccentric, kind of like a Goodwill and a pawn shop all rolled into one.
Alright.
It's just very eccentric and known for having, the weirdest crap.
Alright. Well, in that case, I guess, let's see. What time of day is it right now? Are we?
I think it's night.
It is
Yeah.
evening. It's probably around 7.
Nights,
We
yeah,
probably
let's
don't
go.
want to be wandering around the dock ward at night. Unfortunately, since this is a missing persons case, we need to move as fast as possible. So I would recommend that if you don't have it, you bring some lights.
But can't you see in the dark?
I think all of you except Roland can. And Argus, you're a human.
Yeah, I don't think I can, because I'm human.
Trust me, you don't just want the lights to help you see. You want the lights to announce to everyone that you are there and you don't care.
Actually, let me see if I have something in my inventory.
So, like, I'm just doing this kind of in character because if we're roaming around in a large group and we do it without lights at all, it's going to look a little sketchy.
Yeah.
Even to,
Did you say
anyone,
it's a
basically.
holiday or something, Douglas?
I've got 10 torches.
Oh.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, the holiday's still going.
So would it be busy, or would it be quieted down by now?
The party's just starting.
Alright, then.
Maybe next time, Wolf. Maybe next time.
It's one of the holidays that's primarily celebrated at night. So the dock ward, especially around like the bars and places like that, probably would be busier than usual.
Alright, so in that case, retract everything that I just said.
So I have 10 torches, so I'll be fine.
Oh yeah, that'll be more than enough even if we are out once the party ends. But it sounds like this is an all-night rager.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Alright.
With masquerades and parties and booze and drugs.
Alrighty. I like it. So, why don't we collect any concealable weaponry we have, although actually no, I guess I'll bring my rapier. And
Ha, what is this concealed weapons you talk about? You proudly show it in front of everyone.
well, especially during a festival, it's a little weird to be walking around heavily armed. I can get away with it since I've been on the watch. But
Oh.
you-
I'm a priest.
So it's weird, but it's not illegal.
right. But
Okay.
it'll attract attention, so just if you can conceal your weapons, do.
So I just hide mine in my pocket or satchel or whatever I have.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
fine. I've just got my dagger on a belt under my robe. No one's gonna care.
I
Yep.
put my sword and shield and it connects together and it goes on my back.
Okay. I've
That's
got
the most
full
concealed I
armor,
can make
I've
it.
got shield, backpack, so axe, everything. I don't care.
Alright, so if anyone asks, you are, you're just a soldier for hire, you're here for protection or something, I don't know. So, let's head down to the docks.
That's not that far from
Oh,
the
right.
truth.
Oh, and I have a cat.
I think he was talking about me.
It would go for both of you, but actually
Yeah.
for the priest, that would be a harder thing to conceal.
Yeah,
Why
the
would
legs won't be
why
a
would
big
she have to
problem,
hide?
Yeah. Well,
Well, yeah, the legs will actually look like a costume. But, so, hold on, how weird is,
Okay.
No, we
you
already
have
discussed
you have a
this.
dwarf. Looks like a dwarf
How
pony.
tall are you?
I'm like
pretty tall.
6'4". I'm getting
She's
nosebleeds up here. Get freaking nosebleed.
The holiday, for a recap, is called Fay Day. It's basically fantasy Halloween. And everyone dresses up like creatures from the Feywilds, which is like the fairy world. So
Huh.
it gets fucking weird.
I look like I have the world's best costume right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
so should we...
Do they have those Chinese things that just are in a
should we
long
all
line?
adapt? Ooh, that'd be cool.
Oh, the dragon.
The dragons just have a dragon, just have it connect to her bum.
Ugh.
Alright. So, do we want to disguise ourselves to fit in with the rest of the common rabble, crazy people, or do we want to just go as is?
Daniel will look over at Spurlock. What more do you think I can do here?
I think Spurlock's the only one that's gonna get noticed, just because everyone knows
I'm
you.
thinking Dragonhead.
No.
where are we gonna get a dragon head from?
I meant like a cloth version.
Huh.
A bard could whip up the disguise.
How about a cow?
I am not a cow.
Who said that you were?
Be nice to the nice dwarf lady.
I'd get kicked out of it. Argus
All right.
says.
So, what do you guys think? Should we just go dress normally, or should we all pick out costumes and just kind of try and blend?
I'm good as is.
Huh.
Yeah,
I
you're
just
already
need
in
the
costume.
stupid spells wear off so I can go back to being me, because it's really discerning. I can actually, yeah, looking down on people, that is not how things work.
Uh-oh, we lost Ghosty.
Oh yeah, our face. Oh no.
Yeah,
I
she's
think
out
It
of
was a
this.
really weird pause too. It's like,
Yeah,
I think she can still hear us though. Nope.
she's
nope,
not in the voice channel. I'm watching her here.
God's gone. Let's metagame.
oh, the god is gone.
I'll be fine.
Yeah, we solved the
I'm
quest
good
while
at
you're
dressing
gone.
up.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah, we murdered everyone.
Oh,
Yeah, Volo's dead too.
Mhm.
We tried to save him.
well, guess that story's over. That's okay, guys.
Woohoo! Where's our XP, man? Yes,
Oh my
XP.
god, it's like Far Cry when you just wait there and he actually comes back and the game's over.
Yeah.
It'd be the greatest thing ever.
Are we heading out?
I'm
So
staying
we're,
as is.
we're
How
deciding if we want to go into costumes or not.
can you tell me how armed are people? Like, is it? I know you said weird, but
Most
time-
people won't carry more than a belt knife. And even that is, like, I mean a small belt knife, not like a dagger, I think, right?
Correct.
Hey, I've got my battle.
Higher guard or watch.
Right.
can you hide a longsword and shield underneath a cloak?
I mean, you look like a hunchback, but it's doable.
So what if we disguised him as a hunchback?
Don't make me hurt you.
God, you humans and your silly rule. No wonder you guys get beat up all the time.
Well, we can't all just hide underneath rocks all day.
Huh?
He just kind of chuckles and looks away. He doesn't really like dwarves all that much.
Wait,
Actually,
I think he's caught. I think he's still drowned.
That's okay, I take another pull of the rum.
Alright, so I can disguise myself as, I don't know, like a fairy or something. That'll be funny. The other halfling could probably do the same thing. What's your name again?
Fix my dude anyways.
Bella.
Sorry, say that one more time?
You don't even know your name.
Bella.
Bella. Okay, hi Bella. Yeah, I'm Spurlock, everyone.
Ah
Pleasure
shit, that's
to meet
pretty
you.
tall.
So, Spurlock, yes. Spurlock.
Okay.
Charmed.
Danga. Danga Blackstone.
Roland. That'll
Where?
work.
Battle Priest of Clangeddon.
Argus of Harfholm.
So I'll get you maybe less on the battle, more on the priest.
Did we lose Coasty again?
What? No, that's not what I'm doing.
Oh, okay.
So you,
Alright.
you said your name was playing a base character.
Argus.
That's a good name. I like that. That's a good name.
Argus Warfollow.
How
Alright.
about you? Nudging Roland.
Roland. That'll work.
Alright, great. Everyone knows each other. Awesome. Let's move on. Spurlock just does not care right now. He is absolutely faced.
I might as well get to it.
Okay.
Alright.
So
I
can we
have
just
all
all
the
get
data.
disguised as mystical creatures, and that way we can kind of work that into hiding our weaponry for now?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Alright.
Are all of you going to be disguised or in costume?
No.
Well, you are a disguise.
Yeah.
You are a costume.
Argus and Roland?
Just wearing a cloak.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm good where I am, I guess.
clackety clackety clackety.
Okay. And off you go. So when you group up and leave the yawning portal, you notice the streets are a lot busier than they were when you first entered. And the smell of alcohol is just everywhere. And there's some even like puke piles already forming in the gutters.
We had a couple of those last time.
That's true.
Ugh. This is such a nauseating smell. How do you people deal with this?
Wait, drink more.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's not that
Sorry,
bad.
it's not always like this. This is a unique night.
The best
Okay,
of
not
nights.
unique, but
If it wasn't 10 gold, I would not be doing this. I would rather be drinking right now, to be perfectly honest with you.
same.
Fair.
Alright, so I kind of I
Actually,
glanced.
20 gold. I'm not going to turn that down for a night's work to find some stupid human, so.
Okay, so you wander through the city, and you make it to the dock ward pretty easily. As you get closer to it, crossing the various different wards, you notice that the buildings start to look kind of shoddier and dirtier, and the streets aren't as well kept, and even some of the magic and gas lights and lanterns lighting the way start to be like less illuminating, and some of them are a little bit broken, cracked, painting awkwardly.
Oh, by the way, somebody complimented your name in my chat. Spurlock.
Beautiful.
What did they say?
Spurlock Bones is the second greatest detective next to Sherlock Holmes.
I love it. Alright, so as we're approaching.
Yeah, sorry, I was looking for something.
Oh, good.
But even though it's poorer, doesn't mean the parties are less fun. If anything, it gets louder and more crowded. And it kind of, like a good point of reference in our world would be like a Mardi Gras. People are just in costumes of all different colors and masks as they like dance and wander through the streets.
So a bunch of drunken idiots.
Anybody hits
It's
my
a
ass,
humanity.
they're getting kicked.
No, they seem to give you kind of a wide berth. Like, they give you space.
Oh, good. The only good thing about this stupid form.
A lot of people stop a minute and admire your costume and kind of like whistle and be like, wow, that looks realistic. As you turn a corner, you find yourselves on a street in a suddenly stationary crowd. Here, the atmosphere seems to be more somber for some reason, heavier, and people are just kind of like idly sipping their alcohol if they have anything in their hands, or just muttering to each other. They all seem to be watching something.
I would like to make a drunken perception check, and I'm actually going to go ahead and say I should probably have disadvantage on that.
Yeah, you should if you're drunk.
I am definitely drunk. Alright,
Lightweight.
I mean, literally, I weigh like, what, 27 pounds? Something like that?
You can't really see from where you are, but you do think you see blood on the street ahead.
Great. More fun.
Dongo, since you're a little bit taller, you can see like a line of city watchmen at the edge of the crowd. And they seem to be like yelling at people to step back and to disperse.
Can I do a perception and see if I can see anything more?
Go ahead.
Ooh, 17, not bad. Hello?
Sorry, I'm pondering, like...
Sorry, I'm like, oh, so it's quiet. I'm like, did I lose people?
Are we gone? No, we're good still. At least I assume we are. You see watch officers, dragging, for lack of a better word, kind of pushing along 3 blood-drenched humans. And they get taken to, like, a clear spot in the alley. And you see some official-looking guardsmen, starting to question them and, like, talk to them angrily.
Ooh, someone got into a real fight over there, man. Wow, I can actually see this for once. This is kind of neat. Yeah.
Private farming,
hell of a
please.
fight.
Does it look like the guy we're looking for?
It even looked like the long-haired guy we're looking for.
Everyone's
Oh,
kind
babe,
of
remember
wearing
when-
masks still, but what you can tell from, like, their height, and a couple of them have pointed ears, no.
No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, there's a lot of watch guards over there.
Not really our problem then.
As you all, like, stand and gawk and try to see what's going on, you hear a watch officer as she yells, "Get on, nothing to see here, go back to your parties." And the crowd starts to disperse.
I'll flick somebody with my tail.
The crowd is finally thin enough for you all to see the alleyway has been roped off by the city watch, and at the end of it you can see, from where you are, there's still a couple people in the way, so you can see about 5, like, corpses on the ground, and just blood everywhere.
Now that
Cool.
looks like a party.
That's not a good one.
Oh, it depends on your idea of fun.
My idea of fun usually doesn't result in either people dying or me having to clean up the bodies of people dying.
That doesn't sound like our job either.
I mean, it is literally my job to do that if it happened. Well, not
I think
exactly
most of us
that.
here are good at
You
making dead
investigate.
bodies and looking at cleaning them up.
Yeah, alright, so,
But didn't you go see what's going on since you're a part of the investigation troop?
I probably should, but I've been drinking a fair bit, and I don't know, how am I feeling? How confident am I feeling in my abilities right about now? Actually, with alcohol in me, probably very.
I mean, you feel more confident than you usually would, but, like, the small rational part of your brain also thinks, this isn't my district.
It really isn't my district, and that's actually a very good point. We are about as far from my district as
You're on the other end
yeah.
of the city from the North Ward.
Yeah. So this is also, like, very much outside of my jurisdiction, so while I could offer my assistances, it's probably not the best.
We were told to hurry as well.
Well,
But they might know about the missing person case. Or they've seen him since he's been lost seen in this district.
They do look kind of
That's a good
busy.
point. We could. They are a bit busy, but I might be able to pull one of them aside and ask if there have been any reports of this guy in the area or anything else that we could look into without interfering with their investigation.
The guardswoman you heard before approaches you and yells, "Go on, you lot! Don't make me repeat myself."
I'm sorry. I'm Spurlock Bones. I do investigative work up in the North District. So we're actually here on a unrelated private case, and I was just hoping if I could ask if you guys had seen our I don't want to say target. What's the word I want to look for?
Missing person?
Yes, our missing person, who we've been contracted to find. I'm not here to infringe on your turf or, get into your jurisdictional business. This is...
She scoffs and kind of rolls her eyes and says, "Listen, this is Fay Day, the busiest day of the year. If you are who you say you are, you know that. Just go on." I don't have time for this.
Ain't nobody got time for this, but here we are anyways.
She just kind of sighs and says, "Don't make me use my crossbow."
Wouldn't dream of it. And he just kind of smiles at her and walks off.
I look over at Bella, sitting on my butt, and I think she likes him.
Probably a little.
It's obviously what that means.
If you guys want to ask, that go right ahead. But honestly, the thing is, even though he's drunk, Spurlock knows that they are fucking up to their armpits in crazy shit right now. And really, if they say they don't have time, they don't have time.
I'm just following the short little halfling that, I'm trying not to step on. At least the other one's riding me, so...
Oh.
Yes, the idea of riding another person doesn't exactly... Yeah.
Do you think I care? I am sure I am gonna get lost.
Why? I've wrote in a lot of things in my
I'd rather
past.
be lost than lose my dignity by riding on another person's shoulders.
I have no dignity.
Back.
I'm gonna
It's definitely a pony ride.
Outfit. I don't really wear like my nice common clothes. But you don't think.
So you wander a couple streets away, and by this point you're in the dock ward properly. Tall, densely packed tenements leave most of the neighborhood in shadow at ground level. It just looks like an overgrown garden with the tenements towering overhead, and like little shops and rundown crack dens, or whatever these abandoned places are, and just kind of crowd at their bases. Most of the street lamps have had their glass smashed and their candles stolen, and the smells of salt air and excrement linger as you pass by rows of rundown buildings.
Alright, are we heading towards the tavern or bar where Volo lost his friend?
Yes, you are.
And Volo said they drank here regularly?
Correct.
Maybe they got good booze.
Maybe they do. I guess we should go find out, but this doesn't strike me as something that's on the up and up. Usually when someone of Volo's status meets someone down here, it's not always for the best of reasons.
But wouldn't it be odd that someone like him, someone supposedly of high class, would even come down here? Wouldn't he be like a high target? This isn't the best place.
Well,
That's what
Volo is fairly well loved throughout the city, though, isn't he?
He's at least infamous. He's
got
a
a book and
reputation-
everything.
Oh, he has multiple books.
Oh, right.
The people who are... Do a history check for the people who are locals. Or even if you're not, if you want to know more about him.
I believe we actually had me do a history check last game. Let me see if I can...
Yes.
I rolled a
Yeah, I think you did
21.
do.
Oh yeah, and you rolled like a 17 or something. 19? You would know that, people's opinions seem to be split on Volo. If they really like the books and are fans of the books, they idolize him like he's a celebrity. Everyone else just kind of gossips about him, and he has like this reputation of a playboy who spends all the money he gets.
Okay, alright. So, he and his friend may visit this bar and then move next door to some of the other establishments in the area when they're visiting, but I say that we should probably start at the bar itself rather than with brothels.
I'm good with the bar. I'm definitely good with the bar. Danica's gonna look over at Roland and go, by the way, you seem to be able to, a little bit more about what's going on here type thing. How am I supposed to go to the bathroom?
There's a back alley.
Yeah, that would work. Standing up with a blanket.
Where does it come out?
The backside, I assume. Look, I do magic. I don't do animals.
You're the one who's like how long is this supposed to last?
Well, that's something we're gonna have to figure out. But we're kind of in the middle of something here now, aren't we?
Fine. Just
Look,
please
there are
suck
many
it.
things in this city I'm looking forward to looking into, and your situation is definitely on the top of that list. I wouldn't
Well-
be here otherwise.
All right. Well, anyhow, take this little one. Get off my back. I'm gonna go relieve myself.
I have a.
Take a bucket if you can find one.
I mean, it's the dock district. No one will care. Just go.
Yeah, I think I just go with
Everyone
that
else
now.
does anyways.
All right. I'm going to go into one of the alleys that are right there and relieve
Look
myself.
for a phone booth.
Can you all see a thing with red squares?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Those squares are buildings.
Um,
By the way.
Did I just see big red things? Question. My whole back half is female too, right?
Correct.
Okay, just wanted to know. Yeah, so the cow is going... Sorry. Can't believe you put me as ally icon. Anyway, Danga is going to go to the bathroom.
Okay. Roll. Okay. So when you're in the alley, this like really about to do your business, this really disheveled guy in like a tattered knapsack, basically. What's the word? Burlap sack tied around his waist as an impromptu loincloth. He kind of walks up to you and he smiles, a crooked smile, and most of his teeth appear to be missing. And he holds out his hands and says, "Change for the Prince of Fools."
I swear to God, I thought that you were going to ask her to make a constitution check.
Dude,
Yo, you ever tried crapping out of parts that you never had before? Sounds difficult.
it is. Hey, buddy, do you mind? I'm trying to go to the bathroom here.
He smiles wider and just repeats, "Change!" and edges closer to you.
Okay, I'm moving a little further away. I'm gonna go to the other alley.
Do I recognize which alley we are in? Is this one of the weird alleys?
I've had enough change to begin
All
with.
the alleys are weird alleys. You are near, let's see, Zastro Street and Phillip Lane. You're near where the old Zoblob shop is. It's just down the street.
I'm like,
Okay.
buddy, I've had enough change for one night. And I will move off.
Okay.
Now, if you don't need, after I go into the bathroom, maybe, but I really gotta go.
You're just gonna go in the other
Yeah, I'm gonna go in the other
alley.
alley.
You go without further incident, and the guy just seems to disappear.
Okay, I'm gonna relieve myself there. Look at that. Whoa! Okay!
Are you okay? What happened?
You don't want to know.
Okay. Okay, good character. We're good then. Alright, as you continue down the street, you do pass the old Zoblop shop. Does anyone want to hear... Are we stopping to look at it, or are we continuing on?
I mean, we can stop and listen a while about what goes on at the Zoblob shop.
Okay. It is in a small, self-contained building that's just a little shorter than all the buildings around it. Its facade is painted a deep purple, and in the storefront window hangs a stuffed beholder that is also purple. Above the door hangs a crooked wooden purple sign whose elaborate golden letters spell out Old Zoblob Shop. As you pass, a cloud of lavender-scented purple smoke trails out of the shop's open door. Despite the time of night, you hear, like, raucous laughter from inside, and it seems like the shop is still in business for the holiday. As you peer inside, you notice every wall is painted purple, and every dusty knickknack on the shelves is either dyed or painted a deep violet.
A lot of.
All the purple.
This
What type of shop is this?
is like a knick-knack shop.
Yeah. It's basically a pawn shop that also functions as a Goodwill.
What an odd, cute little
Are
shop
these
this is.
magical items at all? Would I know?
How long have you been in the city?
Probably just a couple days.
No, you wouldn't have heard of it then.
Okay.
I
So-
put my head in just out of curiosity. Don't think my fit in there very well.
Inside, you see a wizened deep gnome that has like long, wiry hair that has been dyed various shades of purple. His cheeks are decorated with 9 purple face-painted eyes, and he wears plum-colored robes. And he kind of like bounces up and down slightly as he stands behind a couple of like masked ladies as they look at his wares. And he wrings his hand, like, knobby, gnarled hands together and smiles widely.
Is this the place we're supposed to go? Look over at Skurlock.
No.
So, let's see. Spurlock kind of looks at it, but just shakes his head and goes, "Now, we need to go to the bar first. Establish a trail. If it leads back here, we come back here. But for now, we need to start at the beginning."
Alright.
The Skewer Dragon is just a couple streets away. It is directly on a small canal that leads out to the harbor. You can see the like tall ship masts in the background. The Skewer Dragon itself looks like a room. Both its front-facing windows are smashed, and a ship's anchor is lodged in the roof. Through the windows, you can see a group of haggard patrons drinking from huge tankards and dancing.
Is this the place?
That's the one.
Alright. I will see if I can go in.
The door is a little too narrow for you, but you can easily step through one of the broken windows. They're one of the windows that goes from like ceiling to floor.
Okay, I guess I'm going in the window. Like, oh, this is a new one for me.
As you all enter, all the patrons just kind of look up at you for a few moments, and it's completely silent. You can hear the festivities like float through the night air from the areas around, but everything's just kind of dead silent for half a minute, and then they resume what they were doing. A small waitress comes up to you and asks, "How can I help you folks?"
Well, I'll look down. Ale.
She nods and asks, "Why'd you come here? There are better places tonight on the Day of Fairies."
Big
We have our
tankard.
reasons. If you could please fetch the drink.
Big tankards.
Her eyes narrow and she pouts and then goes to the bar and gets your request.
I would like to do a perception and or whatever. I just kind of want to scan the room, see what I see.
Okay, so you're not looking for anything specific, you're just scanning the room?
Yes. So that would
Okay,
probably
please
be...
roll perception.
Mhm.
What do Argus and Roland and Bella do?
I I can just go sit at a table or something. I'm just looking around. I'm not really thinking about nothing, just looking around.
Okay.
I'm just gonna sit near Danga, which is probably what Roland's gonna do most of the night, since half dwarf, half horse is kind of interesting.
I'm trying to figure out how to sit, by the way. It's not really working.
No. What is Argus doing?
He just finds a table, sits down.
Okay, there's a dirty but clear table in the corner you all just kind of chill at. Spurlock, you notice there are a total of 10 patrons, and then the brewmaster behind the bar and the waitress, who, after serving your drinks and clunking them down, returns to crowd in the center of the tavern, and they seem to be dancing, playing a game by dancing over some knives on the ground.
I will sniff the ale.
It smells like a really, really cheap ale, but it's not poisoned or anything from what you can tell.
Can I, do I see the dancing, or do I have to roll perception to see the dancing?
It's in the center of the room, so you'd see it.
That looks kind of fun. I might go join. Can I go join them?
Yeah, you can go up to them and ask.
So I jump off the stool and like, can I come join you, fellow? I don't know what to call them. Just fellow people. Can I come join?
Spurlock just kind of grins and watches, and he is not touching any of the drinks in this establishment.
Fair. So, Bella, the man who seems to have won whatever they were doing, because he looks triumphant and cheers as he collects money from the crowd. He's this big, half-orc man with, like, tattoos rippling all across his body. Most of them are, like, naval themed, like anchors and compasses. He smiles widely and says, "Well, that depends, little missy. Can you ante in? It's 5 gold minimum."
Why not?
The waitress approaches you and holds out her hand and says, "I'll hold on to the pot."
So do I do my cycle with my thing?
Yes, please.
Do I have to add my 10 I got from the guy who was already in there?
No, you would have to add it.
Okay, so it's the gold one, right?
Correct.
So I started at 10, so I'm at 15 now. Because I started with 10 before. So I give the lady the coins. A coin.
Okay. As you approach to give her the coins, you notice what they were actually jumping over. They were knives, but they're all laid out in a circle, with the tips facing the hilt of the next knife. And inside it is this snake that doesn't seem to want to venture beyond the knives. And he explains, "We take turns jumping in and out. First one who gets bit loses."
Is it poisonous?
He just smiles. It's part of the game, isn't it?
Spurlock's grin just grows wider.
I'll be right back. I tell you, can I have some of your alcohol?
Oh, what? It's Danga?
Yeah, I'll be right back. I said, Miss Danga, can I have some alcohol?
A point to the barmaid?
Can I just have a sip of yours real quick?
Why?
Because I wonder if I get a bit, I'm gonna blame it on the alcohol. I just take a quick sip
Do you
and like.
say it loudly, or do you like mutter it?
I mutter to Danga. Thank you. I just take a quick sip and be like, thank you. I'm like, let's do this thing.
Did I hear it too?
Good luck.
I just go yell like, let's do this. I got nothing else to do.
All of you would probably have heard it at the table.
Okay.
Argus joins in.
Okay, you have to pay the lady 5 gold.
Oh god.
Okay, I do it. 5 gold.
Correct.
Okay, so I'm down to 5 now.
Okay, make a dexterity saving throw, please.
That is. What's that one again? Or do I just tap my thing?
Do you just hit dexterity?
For you, it's 1d20
1d20 plus 2.
plus 4.
Plus 4? 1?
Because you're proficient in it.
Okay.
So it's the plus 2 from your dexterity plus your proficiency bonus.
Ooh.
Did you roll?
Yeah, I rolled for you.
Have fun.
Sorry, I missed what we were supposed to do again. It's
Dexterity saving roll, please.
so that's just the dexterity you have on there. I'm sorry, I'm
Let me
moderate.
look at your sheet.
Feel free
No, you're
to.
fine.
You should be able to just click on the dexterity under the savings throw, I think.
Under savings throw? Where's that?
Yeah, just to the right of where your big numbers are.
Yep, so yours is 1d20 plus 1.
Oh, so just hit dexterity under savings throw, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, now we'll roll it for you.
cool. Great story, man. Great story.
But the same as Bella.
It's not an arrow.
Hey, at least he ain't one. You step on the snake.
Freaking rolled a 2. Oh, God.
So the sailor, half-orc sailor, goes first. He jumps in and does like a little bit of a jig to music that you didn't notice was playing until now. There's like a bard in the corner strumming a lute. And he quickly jumps out just as the snake lunges at him. Argus, your turn is next.
Mm-hmm.
You jump in. Do you jump out immediately? Do you stay in like he was?
Oh, do I? Yeah.
I look at the roll and going, I am fixing them up.
And then you jump out. The snake doesn't go after you. Bella, as soon as you jump in, the snake latches onto a bare part of your skin on your leg. And he bites you. You take...
Could you use threat? Or is there a threat?
Spurlock says in a stage whisper, "Play stupid games, win stupid prizes."
I got more or less a big
Oh, hold on, I have to roll a thing.
Yeah, but like, wait, how much damage do I take?
He's figuring that out.
I was hoping the snake bit me. At least I'd have something to fight.
What is your armor class?
I think I have light armor.
I'll be right back.
Sure.
11. So he does hit you.
If it's 11 damage, I'm like,
No. 11 is the armor class, which means that anyone who attacks you, if they roll under an 11 on the attack, then their attack does nothing.
okay.
You take 4 damage.
Cool. Okay.
The crowd kind of laughs and some boo. It is now the second round.
And so it's
The
just
sailor...
oh,
What was that?
okay, I have, hold on. Why? I'll be right back.
Okay. So the sailor turns to Argus, and he says, "Now's your chance to back out. Your friend there got bitten. You could be next."
I fear no snake. I'm in this for...
Brave words for such a strong man.
We'll
Please
see.
roll another dexterity save.
Okay.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Oh, nothing.
As me? For a retort?
Correct.
We'll see. That's it. And I just rolled dexterity save.
He jumps in first again, and he dances. The snake starts lunging at him, and he expertly jigs his way around the snake, taunting it, before jumping back out. He did... an 11. I gotta roll a thing real quick.
Okay.
Did Hargus get bit?
We don't know yet.
Ah, okay.
Argus does get hit by the snake.
Mm-hmm.
Does it taunt? But it does not pierce your skin.
Mm.
So it does bite you, but it doesn't do any damage.
Okay.
And the crowd kind of like taunts you again. And some of the people in the crowd call out, "Well, that's what you get, you upstart, challenging Rock the Fearless."
Alright, so Spurlock just kind of yells out from the crowd, "The Fearless, huh? If he was fearless, wouldn't he always stay in the circle?"
He kind of like looks at you and sizes you up and says, "What was that, wee man? Are you challenging me?"
Yeah, I am. Figured that you deserve a decent challenge by now, right?
I just walk up back to Dave like, "Ow, I just wanted to have a good time."
I'm sorry that my out-of-town friends don't exactly know how things are done around here. And, by the way, the whole time I'm just kind of, like, giving off thieves' cant signals since I speak it, because why the fuck not?
Okay.
So I'm just kind of being like, I'm one of you.
He doesn't seem to react to it at all.
I'm waiting for the barb.
He might not be a rogue then. Unfortunate.
He says, "Well, pay the lady, and let's dance in the circle."
Alright, I flip her 5 gold coins, one at a time.
She seems impressed. What is Danga saying?
Oh, I'm waving to the barmaid for another beer, and I'm giving Bella like the last like little tiny bit that's left in my beer.
I said, "Dig, I'll pay for it if you can kind of heal me."
Well, I'm kind of down on the healing. You'll have to wait a little bit, but here, drink this up. It'll make you feel better.
Thanks.
If you want, I could cauterize that wound for you, and then I'm going to produce a small flame in my hand, and if I have to, I will use, what's it called, the spell Minor Illusion.
Sure.
Alright, Rock.
You want me to burn your leg?
Oh, I didn't know it actually did. I thought it was healing.
Just drink the booze, honey. Drink the booze.
Oh, so, can I know what kind of snake this is? Is this like a constrictor or a viper? I'm assuming since it's biting, it's a viper.
It moves like a viper. You can roll on nature if you want to know more about it.
I'll be honest, no. That probably doesn't matter all too much in the end, because I don't think either of the sizes would be small enough for me to move through. I was seeing if there was a way that I could abuse the halfling traits.
It's like the size of a king cobra.
Okay, so yeah, it's definitely probably equivalent size to me then. 'Cause I believe my size is small.
Oh, yes, highest class, it's tiny.
Okay, then yeah. Alright, so, I guess time for me to hop in then, isn't it?
Out of character, you said something about him staying in. Are you going to make that a stipulation?
I won't, but if I succeed on my first roll, I will stay in for the equivalent of a second roll.
Okay. Go ahead and make a dexterity save.
Woo! Oh, tiny man! Oh,
Ooh.
shit!
Damn, you got knocked up. Fuck out.
How have I done?
I'm still rolling him.
Ah.
So he jumps in and expertly dodges the snake again, staying in even longer than he did with Argus before jumping back out. He smiles and motions to you, and you succeed in dodging the snake. So you said you're going to stay in?
I'm going to stay in for another roll.
Okay. The crowd, kind of like oohs and ahs and cheers. Rock the Fearless kind of smiles really wide, like genuinely impressed, and says, "Ah, that's the way we're gonna play it, huh?" And jumps in the circle on the other side of you, and starts like stomping toward the snake to try and scare it towards you. Please make a dexterity saving throw.
Ooh.
Not so good this time.
Yeah, that's not great. I'll be honest, there was a little part of me there that was hoping that I would roll a 1 so that I could halfling lucky it out.
So you know, no matter what you roll, all that matters is you roll better than me. Most of the
This
time.
year, you can roll 1.
Oh.
So, he tries to stomp around the snake to push it closer to you. At first, it does evade, and it looks like it's going to go toward you. You jump back, and then it rears back and bites him square in the ankle.
Someone roll the 1.
Alright, so at this point I will hop out of the circle and smile at him.
He kind of yells and kicks the snake off his leg and jumps out of the circle. The crowd, like, goes wild. And the cheering is deafening. And he just smiles, kind of like awestruck, before he admits, Lady Luck wasn't on my side. Here, you were all good sports. And he tosses a small vial of liquid toward you.
Who, me or?
No,
Or
towards us,
Spurlock.
Spurlock.
Alright, I will catch it.
You'll want to put that on your friend's leg before the hour's up, or else the poison will spread. Catch
Thank
you
you.
next time if you ever want to gamble.
I'll think
The
about it.
waitress turns toward you and says, "This is the pot." And let me calculate a thing real quick.
And by friend, they mean Bella, right?
Correct.
And I'm making a new character soon because I don't trust them. Because Sherlock's an alcoholic.
Yeah. Which is actually really impressive for an alcoholic. Or for someone who's super drunk right now.
Drunk.
I mean, I think that because of how small he is, he probably sobers up fairly quickly, because, like, halflings have to have a high metabolism, right?
Yeah, but if you're drinking bar glasses, those are a lot of alcohol for a small person.
I haven't been drinking in this bar at all.
Oh, that's right.
That I wasn't, so I've had some time to... A nice long walk for us to sober up.
Plus adrenaline is pumping through your system because you're jumping towards the snake.
Yeah, that helps.
Helps a little bit. She gives you a little sack of 40 gold.
Okay.
Nice.
I just kind of secrete it away, no one knows where. Mysteriousness. Anyways,
What?
So...
Not secrete.
I'm stashing it. Yes. Yes.
Where are you
that
secreting that bag of gold?
I mean,
But,
he's
hey,
stashing it in his
cool,
prison
I want
wallet, so it may secrete out
Prison.
later.
Ugh.
He's not. Although then again, when you're like 30 pounds, how much gold can you really carry on you at any given moment?
Apparently 40 coins.
Well, now I've got
Please
55.
city walks, that's all.
As you are distracted by the waitress, Rock takes out this like small woven basket, ushers the snake inside, and starts picking up the knives, and the crowd disperses.
You okay in here?
Mm-hmm.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
What will you all do now?
You know what? I'm definitely going to buy a round for this man who I just won a lot of money off of. And I will ask for something high enough shelf that I know that it's not going to be terrible.
Okay. The barkeep has some nicer wine. It's not quite as high shelf as you can get at the Yawning Portal, but it's for this establishment. It's really nice for 1 gold for the whole bottle.
Alright, so I will get that, and then, let's see, he'll probably want something other than wine, so just whatever he wants.
Okay. Sits down at the bar and takes out a small vial of the same looking liquid that he gave you and downs it.
Ah, yes, that reminds me, and I walk the vial. I do not toss it, I walk it over to my injured friend here.
Thank you, Mr. Spurlock. A little drunk, but I take
You're
it.
welcome. Now
I'll buy
remember,
you a drink.
You
I
think
already
that's a
have
good
drink,
idea?
Thank you, but
Next time. I'll
yeah,
buy you
just don't play games until you know the rules, maybe, yeah?
I did fine.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, and so he walks back over.
I got
Great skin.
Hey. Because I'm a tank.
I drink the potion.
Okay. You are healed. 5 points of damage.
Yeah, I'm not gonna die.
That's the only effect you can notice right now. You feel better, healthier.
I don't like the words right now.
Can I,
Whatever.
You don't know if it heals the poison.
Oh, yeah.
Poison, like,
I don't know.
can I go walk up to the other guard and go ask if I can join in?
sure, he seems really receptive and kind of like moves over in his space. You can roll performance if you want.
That's, I just took my performance thing, like in one person. I got, yeah.
2, you can even roll.
I'm rolling, give me a second.
It's a 1d20 plus 4.
Okay, I'm just gonna do it like this.
Spurlock, you said you were in the middle of doing something else?
1d20,
just-
1d20 plus 4, okay.
Correct. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll get that worked out first.
So what is Spurlock doing?
Spurlock is going back over to talk to our new, well, not friend, but our new acquaintance. And say, you know, I goaded you a little bit there, but at the end of the day, that was really good movement.
He smiled and said, right back at you. Nicely done.
Thank
I
you.
haven't had another opponent in that game quite like you since probably the last time I set sail on the Snapping Dragon.
Do I know anything about the Snapping Dragon, and or should I roll for it?
You can roll for it if you want. It doesn't ring any bells.
Alright, so would that be a history, or?
Yes. Yes, it would be history.
No! Oh, wait, no! I can use my lucky on that and re-roll it.
You lucky halfling you.
By the way,
Being
did I
halfling
use a
is
torch?
Ooh!
No, it was
Look at that.
pretty well lit.
Okay.
You went from one end to the other. Oh my god, I fucking it, man.
It was fun.
You went from a 1 to a 20. God.
I'm telling you, halflings are broken.
It doesn't ring any bells. From what you can tell by the way he's dressed and even smells a little bit, it's probably some, like, cross-world trading company ship or a merchant ship of some sort.
Well, I'm glad that I could give you a decent game, but believe it or not, that's actually not what we're here for. We're looking for someone. We've been hired to find them, and as far as we know, this is the last place that they were seen. I was wondering if you might be able to give us a hand with that.
He kind of snorts and says, well, not many people come by here. There's just a couple regulars. This is the busiest it's been all year.
On the back there.
That was sexy.
A little watery, but not bad.
You might have seen this man. I hear that he's in here, perhaps not ultra regularly, but decently regularly. A Floon Blagmar?
Oh, Flume! Yeah, I know the devil.
Yes.
He comes in ever so often with that other guy.
Yes. That would be Volo, unless I'm mistaken.
Volo? I think so. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, actually, it's Volo himself who hired us. Said that the last time that he and his friend were drinking down here, he left and his friend stayed for another round or two, and he hasn't heard from his friend since.
Well, they were here last night. I played some blackjack with them, I think. I can't quite recall. I was really, really freaking drunk. But they left
Understandable.
together, I think.
Really? You wouldn't happen to remember which way they headed, would you?
They usually take the side entrance. They don't really like people staring at them as they come in and out. It leads out to Candle Lane.
Chewy beer.
All right. Thank you very much.
How did my roll go?
You
Sorry, Susan.
play with the bard pretty easily. You start in with I don't know, what style of music does Bella usually play?
Bar songs and happy-go-lucky songs. Because I help at the bar in my town. So, like, bar songs.
Okay, you play one of the more popular bar songs from your hometown on your violin, I'm assuming? That's what you're using?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Sorry guys, I accidentally exited the game. Anyways, can you hear me still?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can hear you.
Our DM is back.
I can see you now.
Yeah.
The other bard doesn't seem to really recognize it, but he starts improvising a melody to go with it, and it goes pretty well. The general, like,
Yep.
patrons seem to appreciate it, and they start to dance a little and, like, bob their heads. Oh, it went pretty well. You don't get any tips or anything like that, though.
That's fine. Then I hold a conversation with the bard and ask if he also knows anything.
Okay, what are you going to ask him specifically?
Like, since he's near the back of the entrance, like, asking if he seen the guy leave with anyone, the missing person.
You probably wouldn't know that because you weren't in with the conversation.
Oh, right, okay.
You were playing.
Okay. Can I ask if he's seen, like, has he seen anything suspicious in the last couple of days, like, with the missing person?
Of course. He thinks about it, says, like, well, I'm not really in here very much, just when the owner hires me to play on special occasions. I wasn't in here recently.
Okay.
Can you just remind me what the name of that street that he went down, that they went towards was, or what street the private entrance?
Candle Lane.
Alright, thank you. Spurlock is, of course, scratching this all away at his little book. I've actually taken to, like, doing these notes by hand just because it gets me in character.
whatever works. Is anyone else gonna do anything? Argus, Roland, Danga, you were pretty quiet too.
Nope.
How much is alcohol here?
It's all pretty cheap. I've just been going under the assumption that you've been kind of, or at least Danga has been having like a continuous stream.
Yeah, that would be correct. I probably drink a lot more, right?
Mm.
It's about 50, no, that's too much. Like 5 to 15 copper pieces per drink.
I'll put down a gold and keep going till that goes out while we're talking.
The bet that I made was in gold, right? Or was it in
Correct.
copper? Okay.
It was in gold.
I will try asking the bartender about the guy that we're looking for, you know, once I'm about 4 in, which probably go back like water for me, but if he knows anything.
Okay,
While they're all
okay.
doing their thing.
What do you ask in character?
Tell him I'm looking for and describe the guy. He was in here yesterday with some little short guy with a big floppy hat. Supposedly left afterwards. I'm looking for him. Do you happen to know where he went?
The man behind the bar is a dwarf. This
Oh,
really
that's me.
long.
My dwarven then.
Okay. He has this really long, really unkempt beard that has like dirt and pieces of food in it. It seems like he's seen better days, honestly. Once you start speaking in Dwarven to him, he replies in Dwarven, "Oh, not many centaurs know our language."
Yeah, it's the Fae thing. Trust me, I'm a dwarf.
Oh, okay.
It's been a really messed up night, man.
I perk up and also speak in Dwarven because I can, and just say, "Oh, what are we talking about?"
What's your back home?
I have way too many languages.
Were you at the bar with Rock?
I would assume so, unless he had a private table.
No, he probably would have just sat at the bar. The barkeep says, "Ah, friend just asked me if I've seen Floon and Volo," which I did. They're in here anytime Volo can't think of what to write next.
That happen a lot, does it?
Not as much as I'd like it to. If I could convince those two to come in every night, this place would be as good as the Yawning Portal.
So you wouldn't happen to know where he took off to, do you?
No, they live together. They usually go to a brothel down the street, or back to the Yawning Portal, or to another, like, pretty boy party. I don't keep up with them, I just take their money.
Do you know anything about that? It doesn't taste like water.
He kind of like side-eyes you and says, "Yes, but it's from my private stock. That's really expensive."
I won't deprive a fellow dwarf of it.
Much obliged.
Have some respect.
So I look at him and I say, "You wouldn't happen to know which of the other establishments in the area they tend to frequent after they've been drinking, would you?"
Honestly, I have no idea. You could try to ask Angie, the waitress over there. They flirt with her sometimes, even invite her out to parties. I don't think she's ever gone, though.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
I'll just make some small talk with the dwarf at this point.
Well, sounds like we lost Ghosty.
No, she's here.
And
Either that or we lost me.
I can hear
I don't know,
her.
someone got lost.
Oh. Can you hear me?
Oh, that was me. I got lost, not you.
My camera went out for a second.
I make small. I'm also making small talk with the bar, and like I'm exchanging like different songs I know and stuff like that.
Alright.
Okay.
So, let's see, where are we then? So I guess our next step is to talk to Angie, the waitress, who I flagged down.
She's talking to another patron. She sees you flag her down, she nods, and like, "Oh, I see you," and then
Alright.
returns to talking to the patron.
I wait patiently. Never interrupt the bartenders.
That is sagely advice for life. After about like a minute, she heads over and says, "What's up?"
Hey, so we were just gonna ask, you know, Volo and Floon, right?
She smiles and like blushes a little bit, says, "Yeah, I know him. What do you want?"
Well, to tell the truth, this is a bit of a, odd situation to be discussing, but Volo has hired us to find Floon. Apparently Floon has gone missing.
Oh no. He's such a kind guy. I hope nothing happened to him.
Can I, do an insight or something to kind of gauge her reaction and see how truthful it is?
Go ahead. Do insight. From what you can tell, she seems really truthful.
Alright. Well, so Volo said that they were here the other night, and that he left before Floon did. Do you remember which direction Volo headed to?
From what I remember, they left together. They went out the front door, which was a little weird, but they were also pretty drunk. So I just kind of wrote it off as them wanting to make a change in their lives drunkenly.
They didn't happen to tell you where they were headed, did you? Did they?
No, but they seemed, at least Volo seemed pretty sad. He's been having trouble writing his new book, you know.
Well, when isn't he?
She kind of like giggles and
Alright.
adjusts her waitress smock.
So, that front door, what street does that open out onto again?
Asking me the tough questions.
Oh, I'm gonna be like this. I'm
Yeah, on the
leaning
spot.
into this character. It doesn't have to be like precise. I'm trying to line up a couple of things here that we've done in conversation so far.
Oh, that's fair. The front door leads out onto the main dock street.
Okay, that's interesting. Let's see. How much had they drank that night? More than usual? Less than usual? Normal amount?
A little more than usual, I'd say. They seem to be in an argument.
You didn't happen to hear what it was about, did you?
I didn't hear all of it. I think it was just about the book. Something about ghosts and Troll Skull Alley. Selling something, I'm not sure.
Trolls. Oh, that's what?
Sorry, can you repeat what you said after Troll Skull Alley?
Selling something. And ghosts. Spurlock, you would definitely know Troll Skull Alley. That's the section of the North Ward that Vincent Trench, your master, I don't know what to call him, the guy...
Master would be correct, especially in this case. The only person who I ever apprenticed for actually hated the phrase apprentice because, as he put it, it was basically like selling a child into slavery for the next 10 years.
Oh, not even basically, that's what it was.
I mean, it literally was. Your parents paid for you to live in someone's house and be their slave for however long. But so, alright, so yeah. Let me think.
But it's the section of the North Ward that Vincent Trench has his business in.
Good to know. So, I would actually like to take this opportunity for everyone else to do whatever the fuck they want while I think about the various answers we've received tonight is...
I'm drinking.
I give a tip. I give a 5 gold tip to the bar and say, "It was a pleasure playing with you tonight." And I walk over to everyone else at the bar.
5 gold tip?
A
That's
1 gold tip.
Amount
Oh.
of money.
A
Jeez,
1 gold tip.
Even 1 gold is like a lot, right? So I bought basically the most expensive bottle of wine that they have, and it cost 1 gold. I mean, you can tip whatever you want, but by all means, go
All I
ahead.
have is like the little gold ones.
Okay.
No, you have, okay, so... Let me look how much it is. But you can, it's like $1 basically, and the other denominations are part of it. So if you buy something for less than 1 gold, you can just automatically split it into silver and copper pieces.
I lagged out again.
Okay, isn't it 10 copper to 1 silver, 10 silver to 1 gold?
Let's do that. That's very much simpler.
Okay, so I walk over to the bar and I say, can I break this into... I hand him 1 gold piece and I say, can I break this into silver?
You can just do it automatically. You don't have to roll.
Oh, okay.
And I would like to give our that waitress who answered my question a 1 silver tip as well.
She smiles.
So wait, how much you said silver was to gold?
10.
10. I give them for a silver tip.
Okay. He smiles, and there's an extra pep in his playing.
And I walk over to the bar and I just sit down.
What are Roland and Argus doing?
How much of this have I heard? Being near Danga most of the night.
If you're following Dango around, you've heard pretty much all of it. Definitely the part where the barkeep was talking directly to her.
Does Roland speak Dwarven?
Yep.
Oh, that's true. You got
I get
everything.
tons of
Everything
languages. Yeah.
Uh,
Oh, Jay.
My character's just sitting around, mumbling about, losing. And what the guy said.
Okay.
Would the waitress be coming to our table, or are we at the bar? How's this? Sorry, I'm just...
You're at the bar right now. She
Okay.
is walking back over, pocketing her silver in her boob pocket. That's her cleavage.
Okay.
Never underestimate the power of boob cleavage, my friends. That boob pocket is great.
Yo, stop. As someone who has worked retail, let me just say this right the fuck now. If you ever store money in your boob pocket, take it the fuck out before you walk into the store, because I'd rather not know.
You've had that done to you?
Cigarette pocket. So
Everyone who works retail more than like a year has had that happen to them. It's really common, actually.
I know, it happens like literally...
I worked
once a
half a
week.
year
What
and
I'm
I didn't
saying
get
is
anything.
Just take it out so that I don't know. That's all I give a damn about. I'm already gonna wash my hands at the end.
Money.
And I just went out
Yeah, you should be
again.
washing your hands anyways.
See, at least in Canada, our money is plastic.
Is that even better?
Yeah, it's sweaty boob money doesn't
Still dirty.
You can just wash it off too.
I know, but it's really like, it's offensive. Like, imagine how you would feel if I walked up while let's say that you're a bartender somewhere, and you just served me a drink, and I'm like, thanks, much appreciated. And I just pull a crusty, folded up one out of my fucking underwear. Like, how do you feel about that? It's a hot day outside. It is 90 degrees Fahrenheit outside. You know I have been sweating all over this money all day.
I'm so glad you
How would
said
you
that. I
feel?
thought you were going to use the example that you took it out of your dick pocket. I thought it was going to be like the side that you literally walk on had was your dick pocket, and you were just going to take it out of your pants and give it to the, to the person.
I don't have a dick pocket. I'm Jewish.
Mm.
Wait for it. There it is. There it is.
Mm.
Cornstarch, buddy, cornstarch.
Mm.
I was thinking it was more like a money fold where you just flip it over top and keep it in there.
Oh no, I was thinking it right up the urethra, just like roll it
No.
really tight.
No. Mm-mm.
Ow!
Mm.
God, that hurts.
There's no sound in here. Fuck that shit.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to derail us this much.
I'm glad I
Anyway, that's
DC'd
okay.
from that one.
You see the rail?
No.
Where were we?
Something that didn't
Alright,
have to do
so-
with sounding.
At some
Something
point
with
here,
boob
after
pocket.
everyone's done their thing, I'd
Oh,
like to
yeah,
ask the
put it in a boob
bartender a little
pocket,
bit.
okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'd like to ask the bartender a little bit of Volo. Hey, how well do you know Volo?
Not very well. well, I know how he likes to spend his money, but everyone knows that.
Yeah. He comes in quite often?
Yeah, usually only when he can't think of what to write next. Something about the atmosphere here inspires him. Ugh,
Always
I-
same people, or does he kind of
Atmosphere with
have a lot of
quotes.
different friends?
No, pretty much always just Floon.
And they get along pretty well, do they?
Oh yeah, they do.
Yeah. That's good. Do you trust Volo?
I mean, as much as I trust any of my patrons.
He doesn't cause no problems for you then.
Never. I mean, he gets rowdy once in a while, but everyone does here.
Oh,
It's the
yeah.
dock ward.
Of course. Of course. All right. Thank you.
No problem.
Tickets of
Anything else?
I'm good.
Okay. Danga's gold piece has run out.
Am I even feeling a buzz?
Yeah, by this point you are, because you've been hammering drinks pretty nonstop all night. And it is now about 9 p.m.
I'm really far behind. I'll look over at them. So what are we doing now?
So I am actually just like off, like not even looking at anyone, just like clearly blank stare into a wall right now as I think.
Are you Blair Witching? Just like standing right next to the wall? Facing it?
No. No. I'm still sitting down at the bar. I'm just kind of like mind palacing.
Danga's kind of going like this in front of him.
The barkeep leans toward Roland and Danga and says, "Is your friend okay? Is he on something?"
Probably.
I'll be perfectly honest with you. I really don't know. I just met him tonight.
He hasn't
We'll give him a
drank
minute.
since we met him.
The barkeep just kind of nods and stares at him suspiciously.
I think
So-
he maybe dropped in his head a few times.
So he stays still for like another couple of minutes, and then he just kind of snaps his finger, points at the bartender, and says, "Yes, I'm on something. I'm on the case."
He mouths, "Okay," and edges away.
I get up my seat
Wouldn't have that been
and
like
walk
a
to
minute
the edge of the
after he
room.
said it, though?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
several minutes.
Okay.
Like there was just a complete and total gap between when the question went out and when the response came.
Error 404. Response not found.
What is Bella doing?
I just kind of just walk and sit on like far away from him. Like, I get up and just sit at a different chair at the bar. Or just move seats.
All right. So now that he's done with his little whatever mind palace thing, he just kind of claps his hands. He goes, "Everyone, come together."
I never really had any luck sitting down. I guess I've been standing this whole time.
That's okay. We've got tables that are like at the right height for that. He just kind of sits on the bar.
Have the drugs worn off yet? Because I'm kind of concerned about you, Bone.
There haven't been any drugs, but okay. I mean, you're the only one who's had anything other than alcohol in your system tonight. So, if anything, you're the one who's hallucinating things.
So what's up, little one?
So, here's the deal. We've got a couple of discrepancies between statements. The first one is that Volo himself said that he left before Floon did, while both Rock and Angie have said that he left with Floon.
And
So
the
right
bar-
there, Volo
I
has...
think he dropped at that point. The barkeep also said that.
Okay, and the barkeep. So, 3 separate people have said that they left together, whereas Volo has told us that they left separately. That immediately raises questions, but we also have other inconsistencies as well.
Well,
So,
didn't they go
Rock-
out the side door to the
Rock, According to Rock, they did. But according to Angie, and I'm not sure what the bartender said, because again, I was dropped out, but according to Angie, they left out the front door, which opens up to an entirely different street. Now, the bartender mentioned that they had an argument. The argument that they had happened to be centered around a ghostly presence that exists up in the North Ward, where I live and work. So, I'm wondering if maybe Volo didn't drink a little bit much. They had an argument. They tried to head to the North Ward to determine it, whatever their argument about the ghost of what it was. And something may have happened, but Volo, being, shall we say, a little bit deep in his cups, didn't remember when he woke up in the morning.
Well, do we want to go check out this alley then?
Hey, Bones, how well do you know this Volo?
Volo? I know him mostly by reputation. He's a well-known figure around the area, and, he's written several books. I've read most, if not all of them. As far as what I know about him, it lines up about with what the bartenders have said, that he tends to spend the money that he gets from his books as soon as he gets them, which I can't fault a man for, but he tends to go a little bit hard once things have turned up in his favor.
And he's pretty dedicated to this writing thing then, yeah?
I've never been entirely certain if he writes because he loves it, or if he writes because he loves the money that it brings.
Fair enough. I guess what I'm trying to get at here is, how do we know he wants us to find his friend, and not maybe wants us to help him research this ghost thing, potentially putting ourselves at danger?
I just kind of snap my fingers and go, that is an excellent question, Roland. How do we know that?
Has anyone checked the house of this missing person? He could have just stumbled home.
That's fair, and especially considering that we now know that Volo has told us at least one factually incorrect thing, that we should re-examine Volo's role in all of this, and realize that he may not have all the information, for whatever reason. So I think that, Bella, you are very correct. We should go and check this man's home and see if he managed to make it there. Even if he didn't, we may still be able to find some kind of evidence as to where they might have gone, what they might have done, and the actual meat of this argument that they supposedly had.
Sure, let's just be a little careful about it. Make
Yes,
sure we're not getting watched or whatnot.
Do you know where he lives?
Is there any way that I can leverage my work with the Watch to find out where this man lives and be allowed to search his home? Or would that be pushing it a little too far at this point?
If he lives in the North Ward, possibly. If he doesn't, you're SOL on that front.
Okay. Alright, so, I guess, let's see. We could question the people we've questioned and asked if they know where Floon lives.
Daniel will call over the bartender. Hey, do you know where Floon lives?
He snorts and says, try Angie. She hangs out with them sometimes.
Hey, Angie! Go!
She walks over and says, well, I never visited his house, but I know a couple of, one inn in a different ward that he frequents and permanently rents a room through.
Huh?
But he lives in the city permanently?
Yes.
Okay.
It's in the castle ward, she says.
Rich boy, alright.
She gives you the address and the name of the suite. And adds, I hope you find him.
So do I.
Ugh.
So what should we go first?
So,
There
whatever we do, as we walk out, I just make casual eye contact with the bartender, for the hell of it.
The bartender nods and says safe travels.
I just kind of nod quietly back at him.
So what should we do first? Should we go check out this man's house, or should we go to the creepy castle with the ghost?
While we're good.
Nope.
While we're walking out, I go to Spurlock Bones and I say, "Thanks. Here, did you want a ride?"
I appreciate
As I like
the
to pick it
offer,
up.
but I prefer to operate under my own steam whenever possible. Now, if we're climbing up a cliff, I may take you up on that option, but as far as walking through the city goes, I think I'll manage.
Suit yourself. And it just ends there.
Is this how other... Danga can't help but think, is this how
I'm not
other
picking you
people
up.
feel? Alright. How about that? Danga's thinking to herself, I wonder if this is how other people feel when I walk with them. In reference to, the halfling walking very slowly and her now walking a lot quicker.
Believe it or not, I actually only move about 5 feet slower per turn than you do. It's not a lot. I mean, we're talking like the difference between a power walk and a slightly slower power walk.
What speed do you walk?
25 feet.
I do double that. Right
What?
now.
Okay,
Yeah,
then you do nearly twice what anyone else does,
Yeah.
because...
Centaurs are
Yeah.
interesting homebrew race.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah, so like I said, this is what she's thinking, because, dwarf, usually they go slow, and all of a sudden she's just like, okay, stop.
Well, So, Spurlock turns to Danga and goes, you do realize that you don't have to go full speed and then stop, and then go full speed and then stop. You can just go at, half speed the whole time, right?
I'm not quite used to 4 legs. This is really strange.
Fair.
And I'm just used to
Have
normally
you tried tap dancing yet?
What dancing?
Never mind.
Okay. For fun, Dang tries to start dancing up the street.
I mean, that probably goes at about half of your normal walking speed, right?
Yeah, probably.
So I go to Spurlock and say, where should we go first? Which is closer to our destination? Which is closer to us?
The castle ward is definitely closer to us. It'll require us to kind of go off to the side a little bit, but I would recommend that we go there first.
So to the castle ward and then to the ghost castle.
Depending on what we find in the castle ward, for all we know, we might we might find this man's body there. We need to take this slowly, one piece at a time, before we try and plan out the next one. So, are we all agreed? We will go and look at this man's home in the castle ward first, see if we can't social engineer our way in. If not, we might have to resort to more dubious means.
Huh?
Criminal means.
I'm okay with that.
It's not criminal if we're doing it in service of the law.
I don't know about this law that you speak of, but
Danga has a really confused look on her face right now.
Spurlock just buries his face in his hands. Like, he has put his palms through his face at this point.
I like how about every third word you said there, buddy.
he said he's palmed his face a lot. Basically.
We go sneaky and not get caught.
Well,
Are you sure that's gonna work out with a horse and a guy fully in armor?
I mean, it is.
I love that
Let's
Nick
go
is
look
sitting
around
there like
and
making
see
these
what
upward and downward motions like, I'm a horse, please. There is no stealth here.
Well, there is no stuff.
Make all people know it's a costume.
Well, let's just go see
Yeah.
what there is, and we'll go from there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so we're gonna work our way towards his house in the castle district first.
Okay. As you all leave the inn, the Skewered Dragon, you notice, or at least to Danga, a familiar looking guy in a burlap loincloth hobbles up to you and says, "Coins, please, miss."
I will actually take a gold and give him a gold. I am still cleric priest.
He smiles, puts it in his mouth, and swallows it, and hobbles away.
Enjoy.
Okay.
Do I know anything about this character? Does he seem familiar in any way?
Were you looking at Danga if you're trying to go pee?
No.
Then no.
Okay.
It splashes, by the way.
TMI.
Just to let you know, it's
TMI.
Good to know, I
I'll
think.
take that into consideration. Don't go near you when we have to
Right.
go to the bathroom.
Don't become a centaur. That's what I took away from this. Is don't become a centaur.
Okay, you get out of the... Oh god, where's the map? You make it out of the dockboard without incident, but as you make your way through the castle ward toward the,
Is the castle ward? I'm sorry to interrupt. Is the castle ward more like a higher class place than the
It
place
is,
you came
like-
from, or?
The highest.
It's
Okay.
there's a lot of shops and, like, places of business in it, so toward the center, it's more upper middle class and like merchants. But definitely toward the castle itself.
It's higher class.
Yeah, it's higher class.
Okay, thank you.
And so you notice as you go through the streets that the costumes become more lavish, and the people kind of like stare at you and tilt their head upwards, like snoodily, and sneer at you all as you pass.
And I'll continue my dancing up the street.
Do any of these people know like halfling, or they don't know it?
There are halflings in the crowd that
Alright.
you can see.
I was gonna insult the noblemen, but needy people, but I'm gonna choose not to.
Do you talk about this at all out loud, or is that just
No,
like an internal thought process?
I'll be internal. I was gonna
Okay.
say something, but then I saw the halflings. I was like, oh, can't say anything now with the noble halflings here.
You pass through an alley that cuts around an especially busy street, and as you go down the alley, this group of people pass you, and one of the men drunkenly stumbles into Roland, and he cries out, "Hey, watch where you're going!" and like gets right up in Roland's face. His breath just smells like stale beer.
Okay.
I just try and like wave Roland down, like as much calm down action as I can get, and just like chill out as much as I can pantomime of that without these guys seeing.
To me, you mean?
Yes.
Oh. I'm sorry there, good sir. What brings you to this fine area? And I want to check my coin pouch as I address him.
Okay. Everything seems to be there. And he's like, "Are you blind? There's a party. You want to go, punk?"
To the party? Sure, where is it?
The men just kind of like sneer. There's about 4 of them. They all seem to be like really muscle bound, and they all have matching tattoos, you notice, on
Yeah.
their wrists, we'll say. And he says, "Oh, you do want to go to the party? Try this then, see if you're man enough." and he takes out a flask that he's been nursing, like sipping from, and
Yeah.
hands it out for you to take. It is bubbling, like you can hear the bubbles coming out from the flask. It seems to be glass with like a leather case holding it. And there's this like noxious green smoke wafting out from it.
What's it smell like?
Sulfur.
And what might this be, my friend?
He smiles and he says, "Pure, uncut dragon bile."
Like, literally?
The guys just snicker. And the one that's addressing you, he chuckles a little and says, "Well, there might be a hallucinogenic in there to make it more pleasurable."
Oh, sounds good. I'll take a swing.
Roll Constitution, please.
I just I just slam my face. It's like this can't end good.
Now, we shouldn't deny people the right to make their own choices, no matter how bad they are. I didn't stop you from getting into a fight in that snake pit.
It bubbles
True.
and starts to coagulate, and you choke on it a little bit, but manage to get it all down. You take 1 damage acid.
That doesn't do any ongoing or anything. It's just the damage, but it's the type of acid or whatever.
Yeah, what you can
Okay.
tell right now is just 1 damage.
Alright.
I still don't like right now. I still question that.
Tasty. And I'll hand it back to the man. And I say, here, do you want to see a trick?
They lean in, like, interested.
I start making the cut across the throat motion as fast as possible, staring at this guy. Just no.
Alright, well, I'm gonna take a step back, and I'm gonna try my minor illusion. I'm gonna conjure a 5-foot dragon in front of me between the two of us.
Okay. Do you roll anything for that, or does it just happen?
I think it just happens. I can
Okay.
link it if you want. I don't know how you do that.
But she's
But
really
if you want to read all that. One action, so like 6 seconds or whatever? 5 seconds? I don't know.
Okay, it just happens. What is your... Oh, never mind. It fails. They
Oh,
immediately, like, scream. The guy right in front of you jerks back, like, jumps backward and falls completely on his butt. The other guys just run away screaming, "Dragon!" The one that was taunting you is just sitting there wide-eyed. His dragon bile flask completely shattered on the ground.
Wow, that's better stuff than I thought you guys had. Good work.
You notice, Jeff, that your illusion seems to grow smaller without you controlling it too.
Oh well.
Blood.
I'm gonna try and like get myself back with the rest of the group at least. I don't know how far behind or ahead of me they are at this point, but
Yeah, is this happening behind us, in front of
I thought
us?
we're all just like staying together. Okay.
yeah, well I've turned around so they'd be behind me, so as I'm backing up I'd like to, regroup.
Okay, good. I don't see the dragon. I'm stupid enough, I'd believe it.
No, you all probably see the dragon. It's pretty big.
About
and
5
does
feet
not
tall.
shrink noticeably. Yeah.
Okay, I will scream dragon and go to attack the dragon.
I was thinking that too.
You saw him cast it. You may still go to attack the dragon.
Intelligence 9.
That's true.
And they're
Drunk.
Slightly
And-
below average.
And they're drunk.
Go ahead, you may attack the dragon.
Attack the dragon.
Your axe just phases through it.
Oh man, I had a good roll too. Aw.
Oh my god, you're making me red.
You hit the cobblestones with such force that you split the one you hit directly.
For like this size,
Move! It moved!
forests
How's our friend on the ground doing?
He passed out.
Thank God she didn't hit him.
I'll dispel the illusion then. I assume I can do that after
Yes.
the attack. Yeah. Okay. Good strike.
got
You
it.
got it.
I got it.
Alright, so, hey, you rolling, right? Yeah? Rolling?
Yeah.
Don't fucking do that. Don't...
Look, I
Casting
didn't know what he
magic
was
to...
gonna do.
Casting magic in the city, generally not a great idea.
I got a kick out of it.
Like, if they really attacked you, yeah, you can do it, but, like, don't just use it for fun. This is gonna come back and bite you in the ass if you do it again.
Look, I killed
Keep
the
that in
dragon.
mind.
Roland, as Spurlock lectures you, you notice his voice goes up and down in pitch and wavers.
I don't know what you're talking about. What's this thing that is going on to my boy?
For everyone else, Spurlock just sounds really normal, like he always does.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
So who hears the sound of the pitching?
Just me.
Just Roland.
Okay.
You must go to the elephant graveyard.
And never come.
Are you continuing on to the inn?
You mean to his home?
No, she
In
gave
the
you
inn,
the
yeah.
address for an inn and a room.
Oh,
for
okay.
the rent. Oh. Yes, no.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
You make it there without further incident. This is a pretty like mid-tier tavern for this area of town. It is extremely packed. You can barely move when you're inside.
As we enter, I just kind of look around to everyone and say, just try and let me do the talking and don't hit anything, please.
That second part I can't guarantee.
Ditto.
Try not to hit anything unless it really, really, really deserves it.
Donga, as you raise your hand to say ditto, you accidentally swivel your backside and bump into 3 people simultaneously.
God, what the...
Here, come. Let's go grab a table, Danga.
What?
I don't...
Sorry, try to move around again.
Do you need water? Are you so drunk?
I'm not drunk. Barely had anything to drink.
Miss Dang, are you lying to yourself again?
No.
A waitress comes over to take your orders after you manage to find a table.
I'm gonna be stuck standing again.
I just kind of intercede before anyone can talk, and I just ask for a round of cheap ales.
Can I have something besides alcohol tonight?
You don't have to drink the ale if you don't want to. We're just ordering it.
Okay.
I'll drink it for you.
She turns to Bella and says, well, we have some currant juice.
What
I
is
think we have some of that left.
what is that?
Currant juice? It's like a grape, kinda.
I'll take that.
Okay. There seems to be a small stage at the edge of the common room, and there is a band on stage playing, and everyone's like cheering, and their music is amplified magically, and it's all quite deafening.
Yeah?
And then she returns with the drinks and smiles and said, cheap plus current. So that's probably about 10 silver piece.
All right, I pay the lady.
She smiles and puts the money into a pocket on her like little apron.
At least she's classy.
This is a
No boob pocket this time.
Nope.
after the disaster it caused. So what are y'all doing?
I'm just sipping
Well,
my
drinking first.
Drink.
I mean, I don't know.
I'm drinking, looking around. bopping the head.
I'll take a sip and I'll say, "Hey, Bones, I guess it's your time to shine."
You will notice that the common room is pretty big, and it seems to be at max capacity. Along, we'll say, the wall to your right. So, like, straight ahead is the bar. Along the wall to your left, which is the opposite of the entrance, is a small stage. Along the wall to the right, just beyond the entrance, is a staircase that leads upstairs. You can see some people, all very drunken, flirting with each other, like pairs of people, groups of people, filtering up and down the stairs, giggling. It seems to lead to the rooms.
Bones, go ask questions.
Did Bones die again?
I'm here, sorry, I just need a second.
Oh no, you're fine.
Oh, let's say if he wasn't here, I was taking his... No, I'm kidding.
Just like lightly grab it and slide it over.
Alright, everyone, you all get Spurlock Bones' gear split amongst yourselves. I'm joking.
He was a good Bones.
He will live on in memory.
No bones about it. He was a great guy.
It was that so far that we know, it already hit him. We didn't even know.
The alcohol poison has finally cut in.
Do
No.
people have a time
No, I'm
limit
here.
tonight? IRL?
Nah.
I do not.
Hi, Sue.
Kitty.
Bye, Sue.
She just jumped on my chair again.
Alright, so,
It's alive!
we're in the bar, we've got our drinks, let's see. I guess, actually, this might be a time for me to... I have the unit number where this guy stayed, right?
Correct. It seems to be 267. It's like a 2 and then a dash.
But does he have the key to the place? Or is it just like a...
No,
he just
but-
knows which door it is.
Alright, can I see a staircase heading upwards?
Yes, along the left wall near the entrance.
Does it look like there's a lot of people going up and down it? Does it seem like it's restricted in any way, or...
There is a constant stream of people going up and down it.
Alright, I would like to... So I'm just gonna kind of turn to my teammates and go, guys, why don't you, stay here, have a few drinks. I'm just going to take a look upstairs and see if I can find anything out about his room. Okay?
Good call. I don't think I can do stairs right now.
Fair. Very fair. So, Spurlock is gonna actually split the party and head upstairs.
Okay. Is
And that
anyone
was the
gonna
last
follow
time
him
he was
anyways?
ever seen.
I'm gonna
Can I
stand
go?
near... Is it a staircase leading up to the things, or
Yes,
or to the
it's a
apartments?
stairway.
I'm just gonna walk near the staircase and just stay there.
Okay.
And like watch out for trouble or something.
Can
Bella, you...
I go to the stage and listen to the music?
Oh yeah,
Or I just-
yeah, you're able to wiggle your
Yeah,
way
yeah.
through the crowd.
Anybody who leaves their alcohol on the table will not be.
I also grab my alcohol and drink.
You want to get... I don't have an alcoholic devil, so I trust you not to drink it.
I'm so glad that I didn't do the rule every single time my character drinks alcohol, I drink.
Oh dear God, no, you can't survive that. It
Not
doesn't
on
work,
festival
trust me.
days.
I've tried.
Drunk D&D is the least functional D&D.
I mean, we've been doing alright.
You're not drunk. IRL.
We're drunk in
It's
spirit.
adorable that you think that.
Okay, I'm not drunk IRL. Drunk DMs are the worst DMs. Anyways.
Alright, so, I have meandered my way upstairs, and I'm trying to just kind of, like, keep a distance from everything. I very much want to give off the air of, I have kind of wandered up here. Maybe I belong, maybe I don't, but I'm just kind of... I'm drunk, it's a festival, I'm wandering around.
Okay.
aimless wandering until I find this guy's room.
There are like a series of hallways upstairs with different branches, but the room is pretty easy to find. Nobody really seems to give you much attention. And this particular hallway, this door is down. There is a couple right across the hall from where the door is, just completely making out, pressing each other up against the wall.
Sounds right for it in.
Hmm.
Thank you, Donna. That's exactly what
Was that in character?
Oh no, I
you
came out.
2 mouths. Making out.
Alright, so I'm just gonna kind of like walk over to them, just raise a hand up to either one of their hips, and just go like, "You got room for one more?"
Slap him!
Say, yeah.
One is a tiefling male who is very aroused, you can see by the lump in his pants. The other is a human female who looks very inebriated on something. Her eyes quite aren't focusing either. But she looks down at you and just sleepily smiles and says, "Yeah, big boy, come right in."
Oh Jesus, I did not fucking bargain for this. I look up at her and I go, "What?
So
Are you
we're all
alright?"
still drinking. He's
Yeah.
upstairs getting laid. The hell?
You okay there?
She laughs and says, "Yeah, but I'll be better in a few minutes." And she seems like really unsteady, but the tiefling guy is holding her by the waist, keeping her upright.
Right, so, Can I wait for a moment where, like, she's swaying away from this guy and just kind of, like, surprise him with a inner thigh stroke?
Stroke or strike?
Stroke.
Oh
Yes.
my god.
Yes, you can. You
Just
do
remember,
so.
it ain't
I'm
gay
trying
if
to
it's a
get him to,
three-way.
like, accidentally release her.
He seems very surprised and wide-eyed, but he can't really, like, get a complete thought out. He's just, like, stumbling over his words, and she's just laughing.
Alright, so, I'm trying to think of how to either separate these guys or at least get them the fuck out of here. Alright, I just kind of say, alright, why don't you guys head in? I'll go get a couple of things and a couple more drinks for us, and I'll be right in after you. But don't wait up. Feel free to start without me.
The woman laughs and says, "Alright, let's go, Bonnie." And the guy, apparently named Bonnie, because that's what I thought of, takes her by the hand, leads her a couple doors down, and opens it. Inside, there's just a flurry of sound. Not all of it quite pleasant. There is a pig squealing, and a lot of smells, just weird mixtures, like sex and sweat and drugs and alcohol.
What are they doing with
It's a
the
party.
pig?
Okay. Is the door closed now?
Yes, it closes behind them.
Is there anyone else in the hallway?
It appears to be empty.
Alright, I would like to go over to the room of the person who we are investigating, Mr. Floon, and I would like to attempt to pick that lock, if it is locked. I will try the door first.
It is locked. Do you have thieving tools, lockpick, whatever?
I do have thieves' tools.
Roll sleight of hand, please.
Oof, rough one.
What? What is that?
It's
That's a bird.
green shy guy's bird.
Did it just laugh?
Yeah, he's upset. You do not quite unlock it.
Alright, I'd like to take a quick glance and listen around just to see if there's anyone coming. Can I
No.
perception that, or?
Yeah, you can do perception on that.
Jeez.
You hear laughter and squeals from the party a couple doors down, but you don't notice anyone in the hall.
Alright, then I'm gonna take another whack at the door.
Your tools slip again.
Oh boy. Alright, third time's the charm, right?
Ooh.
That one works. You hear an extra loud squeal, and that just really motivates you to get the fuck out of the hallway.
Like, nope, 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 nope.
Alright, I'm gonna lock the door behind me immediately.
Okay, you do so. Inside is a pretty medium-sized room. It's maybe about... How the fuck big is this room? Like 10 feet by 8 feet, something like that. There's a small desk, window that's open.
Be right back.
Okay, the cool night air is flowing in. And a bed and like a small chest. Everything has just been like picked up and tossed around the room. It looks like somebody has already been here.
Alright, I'm gonna leaf through the desk first. Should I roll an investigation for that?
Yes, please. You don't find a whole lot of note. One of the inkwells has been smashed and just splatters across everything, so some of the notes are really hard to read. You do see, like, a small private notebook that has, like, really messy handwriting in it. And the pages you can read seem to be notes about something called the Vault of Dragons. And just things like, that's a lot of money, and I need that. There's also a letter from someone named Renair that, again, it's pretty bespeckled with ink, but what you can make out from it was that he was being hunted by somebody. He thought somebody was out to get him, and he was asking for help.
Alright, I would like to pocket both of those things, and then I would like to take a look at the chest.
The lock on the chest is completely busted open, and there's nothing inside.
I see. Could I do a thorough investigation of the room? I'm specifically looking for secret hiding places, things that are underneath a mattress, you know, that kind of stuff.
Okay, go ahead and do investigation again. Is that a crit?
That is, well, I mean,
That's what green means, right?
it's a skill roll, so I don't think it crits.
Well, it's not technically a crit, but it's a...
But yes.
Okay. You find a makeshift hidden compartment in actually one of the drawers on the desk. You didn't find anything else anywhere else in the room. But in that seems to be a completely untouched, like, little booklet of notes about Volo's books. It seems like Volo entrusted it to Floon to look over. You do see some notes about the Vault of Dragons, but that seemed to have been a dead end. Volo doesn't believe it exists, whatever it was. You see notes about a upcoming book he was going to write about spirits and ghosts, and it specifically mentions a mansion in Troll Skull Alley that was known to be severely haunted. In one of the margins, you see, in a completely different set of handwriting, there are notes written about Renair, like, you have to find Renair, that type of thing. And it has a location of where he was last seen, and there's a little drawing of a symbol of a snake.
Alright, so where was he last seen, just so I can write it down?
be a warehouse down on the dock ward. There's like a crude little map drawn.
Alright, and let's see, and you also described the snake thing. Okay, so alright, I'm gonna pocket that as well. And I'm gonna take a look out the window and see if there's a way that I can get out without going out the way I came.
The window looks out onto a series of roofs. It's just like directly against a roof. You can easily jump to it.
Alright, I would like to use that to make my way back down to the street level as stealthily as I can.
Okay, roll stealth, please.
Dang.
Telling ya, fucking Spurlock, yo.
Okay, and we're gonna use this as a moment for back at the ranch. So back downstairs. What'd you roll? Oh, 24. Okay, I'll write that down. So back downstairs, this really drunk human walks over to Argus.
Oh,
and he just very, very stupidly, he looks stupid. He's just one of those guys. But he just suddenly gets very angry for no reason and smacks your beer out of your hand.
That wasn't very
That's
kind.
alcohol abuse.
That is very much
It's
alcohol
on the table
abuse.
anyway, so I don't see that.
And he jabs your chest with his, like, finger. And he says, You were the one that bedded my sister, weren't you?
Wish I had, but you got the wrong person, friend.
Wish I had.
He kind of stumbles backwards slightly and says, No, I knew it was you. I recognize you.
Could I roll intimidation? Sorry, I think you cut out for a sec.
Oh, yes, you can. I forgot to push to speak.
Okay, so it's just click intimidation on the
Correct.
chart. Okay. Wow. Fuck. This is just not Argus's day.
What is Argus saying?
What is he saying? I'm pretty sure you're mistaken. That's pretty much it. Just that and the crappiest roll of the night.
He says, Mistake this. You can make a dexterity saving throw, if you
Okay.
would like, as he swings at you in a haymaker style.
Wow.
Dude. Wow. Dice do
And-
not like you.
I hear the commotion, and can I come back over there and see what's going on?
Oh wait,
He's on the
actually,
complete opposite side of the bar as you, and you cannot hear over.
can I
Okay.
use protection?
What
Actually-
does protection do?
Actually, let me double check that again. It's my fighting style. Oh no, I need a shield out. Never mind.
He misses you completely, and instead, he hits the railing to the stairs, and his, like, knuckles just split open, and he kind of just oozes blood, and he, like, starts shaking it off.
How did he
One
have
of
a
his
worse roll
bu-
than me? I don't understand, but okay.
Listen,
Go with it, dude.
Well, that's that.
listen, just slow up to date.
Hmm,
One of
I
his
guess so.
buddies immediately sees what's going on, walks over, kind of like laughing, but still somewhat taking it seriously. He's a little bit more sober. He's like, come on, I'll buy you another drink, and they walk away.
Hmm.
The bar fight that was never there.
Mm-hmm. Pity.
Okay, so Spurlock, you manage to make it down onto the street unnoticed.
All right, I'm just gonna walk right the fuck back in the front entrance.
You walk back in just in time to see a drunken brawler with bleeding knuckles limp away toward the bar, and Argus is just kind of standing there.
All right, I just kind of gather everyone up and go, listen, I don't know what the fuck you guys were doing while I was gone, but we should probably head out now. We've got what we need.
That's all I've been doing. By the way, someone came and drank your beer.
That's fair. It's all right. I left it here for them to drink. So, let's moving on. We should probably get out of here next, and we will regroup somewhere and figure things out. Maybe find ourselves another bar. I just kind of want to exit the area just in case I get seen by someone who's seen me already.
That's fair. This like entire street is littered with bars and restaurants that are all like packed and full of people.
Am I back with the group now, or am I still...
He probably called you over and flagged you down.
Alright, so once we get to our new area, I kind of... wait. DM, do we get to our new area without incident? Some place where we can talk reasonably?
Yeah, the crowds are starting to thin out now as it's pretty late in the night.
Alright, so I start telling them about, like, the notes that I found on Volo's books, and the thing about the spirits and Troll Skull Alley, and I show them the snake logo, and I ask them if any of them recognize this, and or if I recognize this. Never thought about that.
What would we have?
I didn't DM it to you. Hold on. I'll DM it to everyone. Okay, that's the symbol. I uploaded it to in-character chat. I don't know how else to do it.
No, that's good.
I gotta check something. Or...
Okay.
I put
check something here.
that does probably make any sense. I was gonna see if this is like out of character. Can I use identify to check what it is, or that's only for a certain object?
Identify is really only for like specific objects.
Okay.
To see what they are and what they do.
Okay.
You can do history, because it's like a local history type of thing.
I don't think I know anything about local history because I'm not from the area.
Okay, that's fair.
Alright, so we can have locals do it, I guess?
This doesn't happen to look like the symbol that was on that other guy's wrist that Roland ran into earlier, does it?
No.
Okay.
Not that you noticed.
This is not a religious thing?
Not from what you can tell.
Okay.
Well, Spurlock, you recognize it? Like, you know you've seen it before, at least, like, graffitied. You know it has something to do with criminals, like one of the criminal organizations, but you don't know specifically which one.
Okay.
Pretty.
So, by the way, I hate to do this to you guys, but I'm going to point out now, Spurlock does not share everything that he sees when he's on these little solo excursions. He keeps things to himself.
Kind of guessed.
So.
Yeah, whatever you tell us.
Spurlock, isn't your trainer, master, doesn't he live around here, or did he live back in the last area?
No, he lives, we live in the North District. That's, North Ward, sorry. So, the North Ward is actually about as far away as you can get from where we have been so far, without going outside the city gates.
I did link a map for you guys if you ever want to look at it in the handout section of the Discord. Or you can just Google it. It's pretty easy to find.
No, I'm good with being lost.
I got the map open and I'm still lost.
It's a fitting thing.
That's fair.
I'm not even gonna pretend I know how to read the map.
Is that a survival skill?
So, I think
No. I mean, it
Okay.
would be in character, but anyways.
so. I think that our next course of action actually should be to go see my master. He will know more about this because I have taken on the case instead of him. He will not really interfere. He'll just give us some advice if we need it. I think that would probably be a good bet for us now to be able to move forward with more information.
Be a halfling. Please don't be a halfling.
And
What's wrong with halflings?
Don't be an elf. Please.
yeah, what is wrong with halflings, huh?
I'm over 6 feet tall. Halfling home, not so good.
Oh.
Were you always over 6 feet tall?
No. I think it was initially.
I thought so. So this is a you problem, not an us problem.
I didn't say
I'm-
that out loud. Please don't
Hi,
be a
mother and halfling. How's the weather up there? You don't just
Jesus.
I just kind of chuckle a little bit.
Don't make me sit on you, man. They'll squash you.
I mean, at least then I'd be dead and I wouldn't have to deal with this bullshit.
Yeah, probably weighs as much as a cow.
I am not a cow!
moo.
Could have fooled me.
I'm just letting you know, and this is completely out of character. The first time that you pass out, I am going to paint you like a cow.
Please.
I love it.
Please.
Yeah, I already have some spots on my backside. After all, the back is a dapple gray, so.
Jigglypuff that shit.
Oh, man.
Alright, so I guess we would be moving onwards to the Northern District next. Specifically to... Well, would my master be in the shop right now, or does he have a shop connected to his home kind of deal?
So the shop was called the Tiger's Eye, and it is below his sleeping quarters / your sleeping quarters. So it's like a joint thing.
Alright, so I can easily find him if I need to.
Yeah, you could.
Alright, I would recommend that we all travel up north, then we can go and see my master. He will be able to give us a little bit more information on this area. And I mean, he's been working here about 3 times as long as I have, and he knows what he's doing. So, does that sound good to you guys?
Sure.
That's the best
Lead
lead
the
we
way.
got.
Danga's currently thinking, hey, so far I've gotten beer for free. I've gotten mud cold. This is awesome.
This is going up our trip.
I'm just gonna make sure I don't step on anybody.
So, you all make your way down, well, actually it's up to the North Ward pretty easily. The crowds are starting to thin out as everybody is pretty much staying inside at this point because they're either in the throes of a party or heading home. There is still quite a fair number of people just kind of chatting and limping their way back to wherever they need to rest their heads for the night. You notice that there's a lot of spilled alcohol and a lot of just trash in the streets in general from all the parties and everything going on.
Ugh, look at this mess. I can't wait to get back home where there's none of this
Breaks my heart.
filth.
All
Where
the
there's none of this fun.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun, but at least it's not as filthy, is where I come from. Did I turn my mic off?
No, we can hear you.
You turn down a narrow alleyway following Spurlock Bones, and it opens up into basically a wider branching alleyways. It's the area known as Troll Skull Alley. You pass a couple shops. I can describe them if you'd like. Well, there's basically Steam and Steel, which is an armor shop. Corellian's Crown, which is known for alchemy and apothecaric items. One building that is of note is on the left-hand side of the street. It's very tall and imposing, and it sticks out like a sore thumb among the well-maintained buildings surrounding it. It's 4 stories tall and boasting balconies, a turret, and 5 chimneys. It looks abandoned, though. It's in complete shambles. All the windows are boarded up, and you can see like sleeping ravens on one of the balconies, nestled down on their nests. Occasionally they wake up and caw at some of the really loud party makers around, but other than that, they just kind of sit there. There is an old sign next to the building that's like creaking and falling apart, and it just says Troll Skull Manor, or at least you think that's what it says. Some of the words are missing. Yep, past that corner, you all turn left, and you meet the Tiger's Eye, which is... It's an unremarkable building. It looks like all the rest around it, pretty much. It's just a plain brick building. It honestly looks like a townhouse or something like that. But you do see an orange and black sign featuring cat's eyes hung on the facade. When you walk inside, it's a regal apartment dimly lit by flickering oil lamps. And it looks pretty, like, lush. I mean, not, like, really, really fancy, but it's velvety and comfortable to sit in. And there are some stairs that lead, assumedly, up to the private quarters. You hear faint violin music drifting from upstairs.
Sorry, I'm outside taking a smoke break. I will be back in a moment.
Okay, 5-minute break.
Spur like bone. Oh, I was gonna say he's in his mind palace.
It's gonna be like less than 60 seconds till I'm back downstairs.
Okay.